Hello everybody and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 25. This episode is going to be the trade deadline and the rest of the regular season. Very likely that there'll be a separate postseason video if we make it. I haven't quite decided yet. So trade deadline, right? We have two main problems that need to be addressed. We have a lack of offense at center field. Because our two center fielders, Esteban Florial and Miles Straw, they've been doing a little platoon, right? They've combined for 0 WAR. Miles Straw hasn't been bad throughout the season, but if we look at his batting splits, he's gotten worse throughout the year. He's been really bad these last couple months. If we go ahead and take a look at Esteban Florial, I think about the same. He started out the season decent. He's been terrible. We don't have too much internally that can solve our center field problem. I mean, Stephen Kwan, he's great, but his defense isn't quite good enough for center field, in my opinion. Another problem we have is right field, but I believe this can be solved internally with the development of Chase DeLauder, Jonathan Rodriguez, maybe. And I think George Valera is the likely candidate to get a promotion. He's killing it in AAA. The other issue I want to address at the trade deadline is our pitcher depth. Because right now our starting pitcher has actually been pretty good. Our depth-wise, it's bad. Logan Allen was at the major league level for a while. He was pretty bad. Joey Cantillo, control is not there to be a major league starter. He has not been good in AAA either. Xavier Curry, not great. So starting pitching depth and the center fielders. I have taken the liberty of looking around the league and finding a couple options. If you look at starting pitching depth options, we have Robert Gasser, Tobias Myers, Luis Ortiz, AJ Puk, and Patrick Sandoval. These are guys that have minor league options, so I can keep them in AAA just in case they're needed in A-ball or in the MLB. So we can keep them down in AAA and not have to waste a roster spot on them. Solid pitchers. I mean, if I could put on... Where's pitching ratings? Pitching ratings, they're all across the board. I think AJ Puk might be my favorite, simply because at the end of the day, we can call him up and he can be a very, very good bullpen arm as well if we don't need him to be pitcher's depth. So we can just keep him in the bullpen until he's needed. And then for center fielders, the only rental I could find, let me get out of pictures, is Travis Jankowski. He is free agent at the end of the year. He has a 120 OPS. He's a very solid center fielder. Scouting accuracy is actually low, so we're going to request a scouting report on him. But he looks good. The ratings, I don't know. They look all right. He has a 400 OBP, so which fits his rating. So I think the ratings might be accurate here. OSA thinks the same as my scout. So he's our rental option. Because, again, at this point in the rebuild, well, not a rebuild, but I don't really want to go all in quite yet. So our long-term options, though, we have Luis Robert Jr. I have no idea if he's actually going to be available, but he's had not a great year, but if you look at his past, you kind of believe that he is a better player than that. His ratings honestly aren't great, but I kind of believe in him. We have Jazz Chisholm Jr., who has had a just above average season. He's good in center field. He's about to get expensive, though. We have Joey Weimer, who I think is my favorite. He's killing it in AAA right now, and he has very good ratings and very good in center field as well. Sal Frelick, he's been average in the MLB. He has pretty good ratings as well. Pretty comparable to Travis Jankowski, just with more control. And Mickey Moniak, who has pretty mid ratings, honestly, but he's been killing it in AAA and has passable center field. I might try to get a package with Jazz Chisholm Jr. and AJ Puk in it. That's the goal number one. If not, I'm gonna go for like Joey Weimer maybe. I don't know if he's even going to be available from the Milwaukee Brewers, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so we have our first deal of the trade deadline. We're gonna be sending Will Dion, a AAA pitcher. He is having a phenomenal year down in AAA. He is, starting pitching depth. I don't think he has the stuff to make it as a starting pitcher in the MLB. So I'm not happy about letting him go, but I think it'll be fine because we're getting back Tobias Myers. I think this is maybe a slight downgrade from Will Dion, but he's 50s across the board. He has 5 pitches. He's a fly ball pitcher, but He is having a solid season on in AAA, despite a very high BABIP. He can definitely, at least as pitching depth, starting pitching depth, he'll be fine. And we're getting Joey Weimer, the guy that I really wanted to play center field for us. He's got 55s across the board with 50 contact. He is a very above average center fielder. So we are killing two birds with one stone here. We're getting rid of pitching depth, getting back pitching depth, and getting ourselves a center fielder. We're going to go ahead and complete this trade. So we went ahead and found ourselves a second trade. I shopped around Esteban Florial and found out the Boston Red Sox really wanted to get him because we needed to clear space on the roster for Joey Weimer. And we found out that they were willing to give us David Sandlin, who looks like actually a very solid pitching prospect. He's having a very rough year in AAA, or in AA actually. He's 23. He has very solid ratings for a starting pitcher. He's 4 pitches, 50 stamina. He's a fly ball pitcher, which it's whatever. If you look in his history, he hasn't had a great results, but Hunter Dobbins is another guy we got. He doesn't have the stuff, in my opinion, but I can always develop. He has good control, good movement. Only 3 pitches. He's having he's been all right in AAA this year. 60 stamina. Looks like a very solid guy. But for a DFA candidate, this is a very, very good return. They went and accepted it here, so we're going to go and complete this trade. And that's some more pitching depth for us, and we got rid of Florial. But we have our, second or third deal of the trade deadline. Mike Chernoff does not like this deal. I'm kind of on the fence about it because he doesn't like it. We're going to be trading Brian Rocchio. On paper, he's had a pretty mediocre season. But if we look at July, it's been very good. He's been very good this July. We're going to be trading away Ralphie Velasquez, who was our number 1 pick 2 years ago, I believe. He got good traits, but I don't like the ratings very much. And we have a very stacked first base position in our minor leagues, and he's just not hit this season. He hit in a small sample last season, but in return, I'm going to be getting Patrick Sandoval, who he has been slightly below average with a high BABIP. He has 5 good pitches. Ratings are all above 50. He's a ground ball pitcher. He has options. I like him. We are also going to get Errol Vera, who I think projects very similarly to Brian Rocchio, except he's a little bit behind. He's a switch hitter as well. He's got, I think, slightly better defensive ratings, slightly better speed. He hasn't hit great throughout the minors, but it's good work ethic, good intelligence, so he should develop into this player. And we're going to be getting basically a lottery ticket. He's 17 years old. He has good ratings. Decent starter here. We like him. Literally a lottery ticket. So we are going to go ahead, complete this trade. It could go very wrong, but Brian Rocchio and Gabriel Arias have both had solid Julys after having rough starts to the season. So I think Gabriel Arias is going to be able to make up for it. And every time I trade Gabriel Arias, he ends up being like a 25 career WAR player. So I don't want to make that mistake again. And we need pitching depth. So we're going to make this trade. AJ Puk was dealt to the Cardinals. In my opinion, massive overpay. Marlins got a haul for him. So I'm glad I didn't make that deal. All right, we are not making this trade, but we have 1 year of Juan Soto, or Chase the Water, George Valera, Jose Tena, and Angel Martinez. Yeah, I'm not doing this. I think Chase the Water will produce more WAR than half a season of Juan Soto. If we were going to extend Juan Soto, yeah, sure. But absolutely not. We are not extending Juan Soto. All right, I believe I have We have another deal. Jake Fox, one of our stereotypical high contact, high eye, low power middle infield prospects, and Will Brennan, who is likely a DFA candidate after the trade deadline anyway to make room for George Valera, or Andrew Heaney, who is having a very mediocre year, but he has good ratings. He's free agent at the end of the year, so he should help us in our push to the World Series. Chernoff, again, does not like it. He thinks he's an overpaid veteran, but he's gone at the end of the year anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and actually think they'll keep any of the money. We're gonna see how much the Rangers are willing to keep. 65. So we're actually not paying that much. So we're gonna go ahead and make this trade. Andrew Heaney, welcome to Cleveland. Welcome to the second half of the season. Our rotation It's going to be Shane Bieber, Andrew Heaney, Tanner Bybee, Ben Lively, and then Gavin Williams. In the bullpen, we have Emmanuel Clase, Cade Smith, Sam Henches, Tim Herron, Hunter Gaddis, Eli Morgan, Nick Sandlin, new addition Franco Alaman. He's going to start as a middle reliever with a high leverage secondary. I think he's going to do very good in the big leagues, and if he does, he's going to move to that stopper role along with Cade Smith. Over in the lineups, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty similar near the top. Ramon Laureano is hanging around to hit against lefties in a platoon with George Valera, who will take on the righties. An interesting note is Miles Straw being the designated hitter against left-handed lefties. Our lineup is very, very weak against the left-handed pitchers, so Miles Straw is very respectable 793 OPS against lefties and only 71 at bat, 71 plate appearances, to be fair. Got him that DH spot, so we'll see how that works. Joey Weimer in the middle of the lineup, our new acquisition. We are ready to go win a division. In typical Tyler fashion, I forgot to record from the trade deadline all the way to the end of the regular season. That is a very big chunk of time that I accidentally missed, so let me do a recap real quick. From what I can remember, at the trade deadline, we brought up George Valera. He hit very, very, very well, and then he got injured, or a little bit into September, I think, yeah. So we called up a fan favorite in Chase DeLauder, who also hit very well. That is a notable thing. Joey Weimer has been a very good player for us ever since we acquired him. Gabriel Arias got injured briefly, but he's back and he's hitting pretty good. Andres Jimenez is going to be suspended for the first playoff game. Kyle Manzardo had a very good September as well. David Fry came back up at the roster expansion and had a very good September. Peter Strzelecki, again, came up at the roster expansion and had a very good September. A lot of guys we sent Tanner Bybee down for a month, and he came back and was very dominant in his return. We actually have 14 players on our playoff roster, 14 pitchers on our playoff roster, because we have a lot of injured outfielders. So if we go ahead and look at our playoff roster, so we don't have a lot of options on the playoff roster for outfielders, so we just went with 14 pitchers instead. We'll rock a 3-man bench. So yeah, I'm very upset that I forgot to record very crucial part of the season. Oh yeah, we clinched the 2 seed. This is the final playoff standings. Royals, Rays, Red Sox, Orioles, Mariners make the playoffs. Mariners make it with a .506 winning percentage. It's very interesting. Our lineups are set for the playoffs. They're very interesting, I will say. You'll notice a few things. First of all, Miles Straw is leading off against lefties. Coming into the season, who would have thought, right? But he has proven to be a very good player against left-handed pitching, especially. Then we have Andres Jimenez, Jose Ramirez, Ramon Laureano, Joey Weimer in the 4-5 spot. Bo Naylor, David Fry, Gabriel Arias, and Stephen Kwan DHing and batting 9th. Josh Naylor has just been putrid against lefties this season. Could not justify putting him there. David Fry gets a start over him because he had a very good September, and even over the season he's been better. Against righties though, it's a little more standard. Stephen Kwan, Bo Naylor, Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, Joey Weimer, Andres Jimenez, Gabriel Arias, Kyle Manzardo, and still Miles Straw out there against righties. Pitching wise, we're going with a 4-man rotation. Shane Bieber, Tanner Bybee, Ben Lively, Andrew Heaney if needed. Tristan McKenzie is going to be in that long relief mop-up role. Plethora of middle relievers, and then the big 3. I will be personally managing these games, so the bullpen settings don't really matter. Let's see. So they were second in runs scored, so very good offense, and they were 13th runs against. So we are going to try to get to their pitching, apparently. They were a 500 team. Looks like we got a pretty good draw here. Tanner Houck was their only good pitcher. Their bullpen is very rough outside of maybe John Schreiber. Josh Winkowski was pretty good. So it looks like we're going to be able to score a lot of runs against this team. We have the 3rd highest run scored and 3rd runs against, in case you were wondering. Welcome to Game 1 of the American League Divisional Series. The Cleveland Guardians are taking on the Boston Red Sox. Shane Bieber's on the mound for the Cleveland Guardians, and he will pitch to Jarren Duran to lead off the game. The 1-2 pitch to Jarren Duran, and it is a ground ball to second base. Tyler Freeman playing there. And the throw to first is on time. Duran is out. The first pitch, Stephen Kwan takes off. The throw is not in time. The Guardians get running early, and Stephen Kwan is on second base. Here comes Jose Ramirez, looking to come through in the playoffs. And he hits this one. It's in the gap. It'll get down and go to the wall. Stephen Kwan will score. Jose Ramirez into second base with a stand-up double. And the Guardians take an early 1-0 lead. Josh Naylor will hit this ball well deep into center field, and it will bounce off the wall. Jose Ramirez will score. Josh Naylor slides into second with a double, and the Guardians take a 2-0 lead. Kyle Manzardo at the dish. Swung on and hit over the head of the second baseman. Josh Naylor will round third and come home, and he will score. The Guardians take a 3-0 lead on that Manzardo single. Jock Peterson with a chance to get Boston on the board against Shane Bieber, who has been dominant. The 1-2, swung on and hit a ton to right field, and it'll get down. The Red Sox are on the board with a Jock Peterson RBI single. Marcelo Meyer now. He hits this one a ton to deep left field. Goodbye, ball. We are tied here in the 6th inning. Gabriel Arias with 2 outs and a runner on. Arias hits this one a ton to deep left field, and it will leave. Gabriel Arias with a 2-run home run to put the Guardians back on top. Pitch hit down the line. It'll get through. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Fielded by Straw. The throw in will hold the runner at third. Face Jock Peterson. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 call! And the Guardians escape a jam. Guardians fans are on their feet. The first pitch is hit. A ton to left field. Kwan is there, and the Guardians take game 1 by a score of 5-4. Good win, good win. Got a little scared there, but Arias came through. Welcome to game 2 of the American League Division Series, where the Guardians currently hold a 1-0 lead. Abreu hits this one to left field. It'll get down. Rafaela is going to be able to get all the way to home. And the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead here in the second. Andres Jimenez now. And a 1-1 pitch. It's this one to left. It'll get down. It'll go to the wall. Jose Ramirez will score. Josh Naylor over to third. The throw-in is not going to be in time. Josh Naylor will score. We are tied. It's Cade Smith with 2 on and 2 out. It's this one to right field. Miles Straw is there. And the Guardians escape a jam here in the top of the 9th inning. Throw over. Straw is back easily. He will run. On the first pitch, the throw is not in time. Miles Straw with a stolen base. The winning run now is in scoring position for the Guardians. Stephen Kwan. It's this one a ton to left field. It's going to get down. Miles Straw. He's fast. He's going to round third. He's going to go home. It is offline. The runner's safe. The Guardians win game 2. The Guardians win game 2. The Guardians take a 2-0 lead in this series on a walk-off thriller by Stephen Kwan. Kwan was 4 for 4 in that game. What a game all around. Welcome to game 3 of the American League Divisional Series. The Guardians currently hold a very commanding 2-0 lead. The Red Sox cannot lose another game, and they are missing many key pieces. Jarren Duran recently landed on the injured list with a strained oblique. And he will. This is rocked towards the left center field gap off the top of the green monster. Joey Weimer gets a double, and the Guardians get a hit. Justin Slayton in the game to face Kyle Manzardo. Swing and a miss. The Red Sox respond at home. Welcome to game 4 of the American League Division Series. Boston, it's win or go home for them. It's this one a ton to deep center field. This one's got a chance. It will go. And the Red Sox get on the board first. Now David Fry, in his first appearance, will hit this one hard into the gap. That'll get down. Weimer will score. Bo Naylor will score. 2 RBI double for Fry in his first postseason at bat. Estevan Florial, the team that traded him away. And he hits this one in the gap. It's going to get down. 1 run will score. And the The Red Sox take a lead on the Esteban Florial double. Guardians down to their last at-bat. It will be Bo Naylor. He's had himself quite the postseason. Let's see if he can continue it. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, hit high to right field. And the Red Sox, behind heroics of Esteban Florial, hang on to send us to a Game 5. Win or go home. It is Game 5 of the American League Division Series. Yes, now, chance to put his team on the board with a runner on second. I'll hit this one up the middle. This should do it. Weimer can move, and he will score easily. And the Guardians take a 1-0 lead here in a win-or-go-home game. Looking to get his postseason going. Hit this one high. This is deep to left center field. This one is gone to Souvenir City. The Guardians strike in the second. Kyle Manzaro, a 409-foot 2-run home run, and the Guardians lead 3-0. Bo Naylor's off to the races. He will stop at second in there with an RBI double. The Guardians lead 4-0. Miles Straw now to face John Schreiber. It's this one hard, high and deep to left field. This one's got a chance. This one's going to leave. Miles Straw. It's a home run in the playoffs. A 3-1 smack. Cleveland leads 7-0. Home run, Miles Straw. I can't believe it. Jock Peterson will be the hitter. Swing and a miss. The Guardians are heading to the American League Championship Series for the first time since 2017. Thank you guys for watching. We are in the American League Championship Series to face Baltimore. Oh, that's going to be scary. Thanks for watching episode 2. It was a pleasure. I'm sorry I skipped, the entire second half, but, things happen. Check out my Twitter. It's pretty cool. I got a Discord server for Guardians fans if you want to join that. You don't have to be a Guardians fan, I guess, but yeah, the Championship Series and maybe the World Series will be in the next episode. How do I like our chances in the LCS? I don't know. We'll find out. See you next time. It's been a pleasure.